Greetings, everyone. What's up? Been a long time, y'all. Oh, there goes my prairie talk. Uh, it comes out. Um, yeah, well, if you've ever been to the prairie. Anyway, how's everyone doing? I have a couple of videos that I'm planning. I wanted to talk about Record Store Day and things about the business. And basically, my recording machine ran out of battery, and I'm doing this again. I'm just going to go over the new releases for now, and be prepared. There will be a Record Store Day discussion video coming along with some other aspects of what's going on in the business. So I'm sorry, it's been a hot minute. There's been a lot going on in the world of preparing for Record Store Day, getting orders out. So thank you for those of you who've turned in your sort of wish lists, because that's very helpful for our store anyway. And yeah, just things dealing with the Corona world that we're in. So anyway, let me show you some new releases, and we'll discuss some of that in the next video. All right, because otherwise that was like, 45, 50 minutes, and that's a long video. I don't want to overload you all. So let me just, it's been a while, so I'm going to run through some of these. First thing, new John Lennon box set, Plastic Ono Band, the Ultimate Collection, 2 Blu-rays, HD audio discs, 6 compact discs, 132-page book. Really nice collection, kind of done in sort of a brick. Smaller than I think the last Lennon box set was CD wise, but you know, it's still a very nice package. You can get this on double vinyl. It's like $70 for a 2-record set, which is kind of a lot, I think. The next thing is the next box set is the Who's Sell Out. This is the CD edition of this too. Has the mono album, the stereo album, bonus tracks, unreleased outtakes, The Road to Tommy, tracks recorded in '68, 14 of Pete's unreleased demos, and 2 7-inches, and a book. I think that this is like, if you want both of these cases, if you want the records, you have to buy, and you want the bonus material, you have to buy both. Sort of greedy on their parts, but it's the only way of keeping the box set price down from under $200 without, you know, putting them both together. So at least you have choices, I suppose, but I mean, they ain't cheap. Neither is this, the new Tame Impala Inner Speaker 10th Anniversary Edition. Great album, 4-record set, comes with the other bonus discs with new mixes, a Wave House live jam, demos. I mean, if you're a Tame Impala fan, you better get that. That's all I gotta say. Sleep just reissued on 420. Their EP, The Clarity, and Leagues Beneath. These are packaged together, and Third Man did the pressing on these. I'm sure it's nice. I think a lot of people were like, I thought we were getting a new album from Sleep. Well, don't get greedy. It took how many years for the last one, right? But still, that's cool that they would do that. So it's kind of like a placeholder. Pantera, they've been sort of like saying these were coming kind of quickly. These are reissues. They did all of their main albums on different colored vinyl. This one is white and sandblasted orange marble. This is white and stronger than blue marble. I mean, they're basically orange and blue and marble and orange marble. So they get so frilly with the descriptions sometimes. There's a new spiritualized reissue of Laser Guided Melodies. Great shoegaze album. Double vinyl, 180 gram white. So that's a classic. Now some new records. Dinosaur Jr.'s latest. Sweep It Into Space. Jay Mascis, and you know, they just keep going. I think it's great. Let's see. Lana Del Rey's Chemtrails from the Country Club. I can't remember if I showed this or not. Supposedly she has another record coming in a month or two. So Lana getting busy with it. Hey, Weezer, okay, human. I think I did show this. It was out of stock and then back in. It's a Chaos Splatter vinyl. I actually really find this record fairly endearing. It's not going to change the world, but I think Rivers, his songwriting kind of comes through on it, obviously. Van Weezer, which was delayed from last year, is now coming out in a couple of weeks. So it's going to be another sort of Weezer-y year, I think. But you can do a Toto cover. Nothing's going to stop you. New Ariana Grande, Positions. I don't have too much to say about that except don't lick any donuts, okay? All right. One of my favorite new records, Lucinda Williams. Oh my gosh. It's a great album. If you like Tom Petty and you like Lucinda at all, she does killer versions of 13 Tom Petty tracks. And probably one of my favorites is You Don't Know How It Feels. To hear her sing that when she's like, let's roll another joint. It's great. Anyway, I'm sure Tom would have been extremely amused by it. And then speaking of which, his Finding Wildflowers album. So this is supposedly it's the bonus material that was in the big box set that people were kind of like feeling like they had to have. And then, I don't know, I've heard rumors that maybe one or two of these are actually slightly different. I don't know. I haven't been able to really put my ear on it yet, even though, this is a limited gold vinyl pressing. The regular one comes out in a couple weeks for other retail, but this is indie retail gets it first, which is sort of nice, I guess. So get out and get it while you can because they're limited. Same with Sturgill Simpson's Cut in the Grass. If you got the first one, this is the second. First one was extremely hard to get, the limited. The second one is slightly easier. I think they got the message that they did not make enough of the first. This is on opaque blue and white swirl vinyl with a glow-in-the-dark jacket. I mean, don't you want to see Sturgill glowing in the dark on his lawnmower? Come on. All right. Chris Cornell. This album really surprised me because I wasn't expecting all these covers to be studio versions, and it's awesome. Some of them better than others, granted, but his version of Stay With Me, Baby at the end is like, holy crap. I mean, I just get chills when I hear his voice on that because it's just like the energy is just undeniable, and he is definitely missed as a vocalist in the rock world. His version of Nothing Compares to You is great, and I also like his version of Watching the Wheels, the John Lennon song. I think that's nice. And some of the songs I don't know as well, but Neil Young, Young Shakespeare, great live record from 1971, solo acoustic, supposedly one of his first acoustic live recordings. Godspeed You Black Emperor, probably not super familiar with a lot of people, but they've been around for 20 years. It's sort of post-rock, instrumental mainly. There's a lot of cool sort of like sound effects in their music. It's I suppose if you like things like The Cure and Mogwai, it sort of fits into those veins, but that's a really good record. God's Pee at State's End. Don't ask me where they come up with these titles. I don't know. It's an album and a 10-inch. Interesting. I have not heard the new Offspring record. It's been a long time, a decade, maybe a little more. So if you're into Offspring, hey, they got a new record out on Orange Crush vinyl. Green Day gets subversive with The Network. I don't really know if people even know that this is Green Day or that this is out. It's definitely like side project. I would say sort of like punky new wave, kind of almost like the Cars meets the Ramones or something. I don't know. It's definitely like, I give Billy Joe credit because he thinks outside the box a fair amount. So, and he writes good tunes, even if some people are like, oh, whatever. I'm sure there's a lot of these artists that they feel that way about. Mountain Goats. This was a record that they recorded in 2020. They had just released Getting Into Knives, and then this one comes out, and now they've just announced yet a third album that's coming out that was recorded right before this one. So busy guys in pandemics. Go figure. Nora Jones, Till We Meet Again, her new live album. I love the title, Till We Meet Again, because I think it sort of, when you're talking live music, it definitely rings true. Hey, everyone needs a little Marty McFly. Back to the Future soundtrack back out again. I mean, well, at least you're getting Huey Lewis' Power of Love and the cover art. Don't get me started. I mean, it's so endearing. Is there anything more 80s than Back to the Future? Not much. Panic at the Disco, Death of a Bachelor. It's a pretty good record, and it was Fueled by Ramen's 25th anniversary, and they thought they'd do a silver vinyl pressing of it. I mean, it's only 5 years old, but, you know, start picking your albums that you're going to represent 25 years in business. I guess it sold well, all right? Some Eagles reissues. Long Road Out of Eden. This was originally a Walmart exclusive when it came out, and I think it was on vinyl, but very limited. Now it's on 180 gram vinyl. There's also the Eagles Millennium concert. Getting a lot of glare there, sorry. And Eagles Live. All right, so if you're an Eagles fan, it's time to pick those up. Hey, same thing for B-52s. I love this album. The first B-52s and the second one, Wild Planet, which I just played in my car yesterday. Great, great albums. You gotta get them both. I mean, you can't start a party without the B-52s, let me tell you. Oh, it makes me feel so good to see those back. Gang of Four Entertainment, another great record. And, I mean, I don't really want to talk too much about what's been going on with their lead singer, but, you know, it's very sad. So, anyway, it's a great album. Get Entertainment, great post-punk masterpiece, I think. Actually, another really incredible 80s record. I'm glad to see that some of these Peter Murphys and things like that are getting reissued on vinyl, because all I ever had of this was a CD, and it sounded like poop. It was very flat sounding. It was clean, but it was flat sounding. This has so much more like resonance to the sound, and it's kind of Bowie-esque album. I sort of think that songs like All Night Long, Dragnet Drag, Indigo Eyes, I think if people heard them, they'd be like, wow, those are really not what I expected in there. I mean, because you think of them as very goth, and they're sort of like more tuneful, melodic, almost like, I don't want to say jangle rock, because that's not Peter Murphy, but they have a more sort of like melodic, I should say, all right? And weird lyrics. Always weird. World parties, bang. There's a couple world parties that are out. There's more that are coming. Highly underrated 80s and 90s band. I feel like they're sort of, Carl Wallinger, sort of like the great marriage of the Stones and the Beatles, you know, somewhere in between there. Had some health problems recently, recently in the last, I guess, 15, 20 years, but he's a great artist. Daniel Johnston, R.I.P., another one that we sort of lost recently, but hey, I'm glad to see Fun back on the shelves on vinyl. Nice. Goldfrapp, Seventh Tree, another reissue from them. This is their sort of English pastoral folk sort of side of things, even though they're an electronic duo. I played this at home last night, and it's fantastic. I love this album. It's just so calming and soothing, I think, and it's on yellow vinyl. You get a little bonus art print inside too. Train, huge album. Drops of Jupiter. A lot of people love this record. Get it while you can. It's on limited bronze colored vinyl. Laurie Anderson, one of a kind artist. This has Oh Superman. If you're not familiar with that song, go look at the video. It's super bizarre, but it's captivating in a weird sort of way. She's just, like I said, one of a kind. Mrs. Lou Reed, red vinyl. Hey. One more Green Day sort of straggler. I don't know if I mentioned this, but Insomniac, the follow-up to Dookie. I love the cover being foil like that. There's some bonus live material in there. We're almost done. Stone Temple Pilots, purple reissue. Wish they'd put it on purple vinyl. I think it's just black. Oh well. We can't have everything. Thank God they finally got this over to us. This is the Craftwork colored vinyl edition of Trans Europe Express. Last fall we got like every other album by them on colored vinyl, and that one didn't come for some reason, so we finally got it. And I think a couple of the others may be back in stock temporarily. Rory Gallagher live at Montreux. If you're a Rory fan, I don't know how long that's going to be around, so don't delay. And final thing I'm going to show here is the Deftones, White Pony. This is the basic sort of regular box set. I'm not sure exactly which edition this is because there's different editions of this. But there was one that came out a couple months ago that was in like a silver box that was more deluxe. It was very nice, actually, the packaging and all. It felt like a real book. This is a little more of a kind of a squishy cover. But still, if you like White Pony, and the remixes are awesome too, because you get people like Robert Smith, DJ Shadow, Mike Shinoda, Square Pusher. Interesting choices. So anyway, that's sort of a new release rundown. I promise that I will do a Record Store Day roundup here, ideas for the future. That's going to be my next video, and just talking basically about what's going on in the store. So be on the lookout for that. That'll probably be coming in like another week or so. Not as long of a gap as these last couple were. Sorry about that. Sometimes life just gets away from you and there's so much going on. So got my second vaccination coming up. Hope you guys are getting some kind of vaccination. We can't move forward with this if we don't all take some steps to do it. And look, I don't want to be selfish, and I want to help out my fellow man. And if I'm looking at the effects of the vaccine versus the effects of COVID, you know which one I'm going to pick. I just had a friend who had a relative who had a friend that just passed away from it, and so it's still out there. So please be vigilant, be safe, social distance, wear your mask. I don't know what else I can say, but you've heard it all. Anyway, take care. I'm not here to preach. Thank you very much. I'm not a politician either. Maybe I should have been. Ooh. Not a good choice. Not for me. All right. See you next time. Thank you so much. And be on the lookout for the Record Store Day video. Gotcha.